got gravel in it from all the truths I had to chew. From every night I bit my tongue when the world demanded I stay true. I don't talk to fill the silence. Silence taught me how to stand. I only speak when thunder moves or when the devil needs a hand. Yeah, yeah. I seen men curse the daylight 'cause they show what they became. I seen saints turn into shadows when their pride ran out of flame. But I walk slow and steady like a dead collector's ghost. I don't brag about my battles, but I carry everyone the most. There's gravel in my voice, you can hear it when I breathe. It's the sound of all the wars I never asked for, never leave. I don't whisper, I don't boast, I speak like someone who's buried more than most. I got words I'll die with, never meant for anyone. Not out of pride or anger, just the weight of what I've done. Men like me don't chase redemption, we ain't built for being saved. We just walk until the world finally learns to step out of our way. I've tasted lies dressed like mercy, I've held truth sharp as steel. I've been judged by softer men who never learned how real men feel. But I don't answer accusations, my silence cuts deeper than blades. 'Cause gravel forms in throats that swallow storms and never sway. There's gravel in my voice, it's carved from nights I never slept. From every promise broken, every secret that I kept. I don't yell, I don't shout, I let my gravel drag the truth out. So if my words sound heavy when I speak into the dark, that's the weight of roads I carried and the pain I turned to spark. I ain't perfect, but I'm poised, and every step I take puts gravel in my voice. my bones from the years I walk alone, from every promise that crashed and every truth I should have known. My hands ain't clean or holy, they're built for work, not praise. And this life carved lines on me like a map of harder days. I got taught by broken fathers how to stand when knees give out, how to look a storm dead in the face and never whisper doubt. They say men should hide their sorrow, keep it buried, keep it tight. But I wear mine like a warning to whatever haunts at night. There's rust in my bones, but I don't try to scrape it clean. It reminds me where I stood and everywhere my soul has been. I don't bend, I don't moan, I let that rust make me stone. I've walked roads that chewed men up, spit their names into the dirt, but somehow I kept moving, even when the weight would hurt. I don't brag about survival, that ain't something men like me do. We just breathe a little heavier and keep pushing the night through. I got ghosts that walk behind me, but not one I fear or hate. They remind me what I carried when the world put on its weight. Every scar I've ever gathered, every bruise I've ever sown, that's the truth that fills my marrow. That's a rust inside my bones. There's rust in my bones, but it keeps my footsteps real. It's the armor of a man who never learned how not to feel. I don't break, I don't fold, I let that rust keep me cold. Keep me cold, keep me cold. Silence of the night, just know that it's rust in memory keeping me upright. I ain't searching for forgiveness, I ain't waiting to atone. I'm just walking through the darkness with this rust inside my bones. Inside my bones, inside my bones, inside my bones. dirt rising on the old back road. Boots sink deep under memories I hold. Every step I take feels like a debt unpaid. Every shadow I pass whispers the man I made. Ain't no fortune in a life like mine, just broken signs and a crooked line. But I don't chase light where it never stays. I walk with the dark cause it taught me ways. I got wind-burned eyes and a jaw of stone. I learned young how to fight alone. When the storms came down, I didn't bend. I held the ground like a dying friend. Take only what I need. The world don't care if I break or bleed, so I stitch my soul in dust and deed. Cause there's black dirt rising under my boots, carrying all my broken roots. I don't run, I don't hide, I let that black dirt seen the night cut clean through bone. Felt the kind of silence that chills the throne. But I kept walking through the heavy rain, cause grit ain't born without some pain. I buried truth in a shallow pit, watched it rise again bit by bit. A man don't break from the fights he wins, he breaks from lies beneath his skin. Yeah, there's black dirt rising in every stride. Truth I've lost, truth I've denied. If the world goes cold, I'll stay upright. Men like me, yeah, don't run from night. Carry weight no man could hold. Stories carved deep in weathered gold. I paid my dues in hurt and heat, left a trail of fire beneath my feet. But I don't look back at the scars I wore. They're just a toll on a traveled floor. If life takes more than it ever gave, I'll still walk proud to my unmarked grave. Black dirt rising on my trail. These worn out hands don't know how to fail. No crown, no throne, just a man still walking through the endless night. gravel in my voice comes from things I never said. From every night I bid my truth, and every dawn I walk half dead. I've been loyal when it hurt. I've held ground most men avoid. Carried burdens on my back until my spine damn near destroyed. I learned early that a man ain't measured by his wins. He's carved out by the silence and the weight of buried sins. Had brothers made of fire, had brothers made of smoke. Some burned fast and vanished, some just bent until they broke. And there's gravel in my voice, comes from roads that took their toll, from the lies I walked right through, from the truth that saved my soul. I don't roar, I don't boast, my words hit harder when I speak the most. I keep my warnings quiet, that's how real men talk. No need for sharp explosions, I let my presence do the walk. I've been crossed by kin and strangers, trusted fools and tasted pain, but every scar I wear with pride keeps me standing in the rain. Got a soul made out of weather, a will carved out of bone. I don't beg the night for mercy, I just claim what's mine alone. I've buried hopes that fail me, I've kept hopes that time forgot, and if silence is my legacy, then I'll guard it on the spot. There's gravel in my voice from 1,000 heavy roads, from the weight I carry quiet while the world dropped all its load. I don't bend, I don't break, that gravel keeps me wide awake. If you hear me speak slow, know each word was earned in fights. Know my calm was shaped by storms, and my truth by colder nights. I don't shout, I choose my tone, 'cause a man who learned the hard way lets the gravel speak alone. from a dust road town. Boots worn thin, so beaten down, and a welcome sign, no saving grace. Just a long dirt trail and a weathered face. My daddy said, son, ain't gonna find you. And mama whispered, let it remind you. So I learned real young how a man should stand, not by luck, but by scarred up hands. I ain't afraid of thunder or rain. They sound like hymns inside my pain. Every mile I walked alone turned my backbone into solid stone. No saints came when the nights got cold. No friends stayed when the truth got old. But the blues stayed close like an old tattoo, faded black, but always true. 'Cause I'm a dust road man, born of grit, made of wounds that never quit. I don't bow to fear, don't kneel to fate. I just walk that lonely road with a heavy weight, yeah. Seen good men drown in pride and gold. Seen weak men shake till their story's told. But me, I learned silence like a sacred art. Every word I don't speak says my heart. I ain't holy, but I ain't cursed. I just drink my truth till the thirst gets worse. And when the moon cuts shadows thin, I see the man I might have been. Yeah, I'm a dust road man, born in rust, raised on fire, forged in dust. If the world turns cold, I stand and wait. Storms break boys, but men hold weight. I don't chase crowns or shiny things. The blues taught me what freedom brings. It ain't a throne, it ain't no fame. It's waking up, still knowing your name. I walk slow, 'cause slow is strong. A fast man breaks when nights get long. But a man built hard from the dirt and rain wins every war by enduring pain. I'm a dust road man, nothing more, just truth and bone, and a soul still sore. When I'm gone, they'll say one thing: he walked that dust road like a weathered king. never came for me. I learned that truth on my hands and knees. Every mile I walked was a promise broke. Every breath I took was a word I chose. My boots know dirt better than I know peace. Every step I take begs the past to cease. But the past don't bend, it clings like tar, runs down my spine like an old slow scar. I got knuckles bruised from the fights I chose, and a heart stitched tight where the cold wind blows. Men like me don't ask for grace, we just pull the brim down on our face. I don't need angels to guide my way. The dark taught me more than the light ever gave. Soft men dream of what they might be. Hard men live what they learn to see. Cold road mercy ain't for my kind. We walk with shadows we can't unwind. Dust in our blood, steel in our breath. We make peace with storm, we make deals with death. I left home young with a fistful of truth, but truth grows heavy when you bury your youth. I seen good men fall and strong men break, but I held firm, cause I knew what's at stake. Every lie swallowed, cut like wire, but it fed the flame of a coat of fire. If the world's gonna burn, I'll burn slow. A man's word shows in how far he'll go. Cold road mercy don't fall on me. I carry sins that don't come free. Every wound I hide, every truth I keep, that's the price of walking where the dark runs deep. I've buried brothers and carried stones, walked miles of earth that chewed my bones, but the ground I roam still calls my name. Not out of pity, but out of claim. I ain't proud of all that I became, but men like me don't walk for fame. We walk because the fire stays, and the world can't kill what the dark once raised. Cold road mercy ain't coming soon, but I keep walking neath the same old moon. No crown, no rest, just a stubborn breath. A man still standing after love ended. I got dust on my shadow from the places I've been forced to go, from every road that cut me open, from every truth I couldn't show. They say a man should stand up straight, but mine's been bent by heavy hands. Not defeat, just the weight of being who the world demands. I learned quiet ain't weakness, it's a blade kept out of sight. It's the calm right before you teach the darkness how to fight. Had nights that almost broke me, nights that taught me how to breathe. But each time I hit the bottom, I found pieces that I need. There's dust on my shadow and it follows where I roam. I ain't running from my past, I just walk it back home. I don't cry, I don't fold, my shadow learned to carry cold. Most folks never see. Mine stitched inside my footsteps, it's the ground that walks with me. I keep my grief in pockets next to sins I never claimed, but I stand like I am anyway. Even iron can feel shame. I ain't holy, I ain't cursed, just a man who won't kneel down, born with storms beneath my ribs and dust shaped like a crown. Some chase glory loud and bright, but it never called my name. I walked the quiet path instead, and it carved me out of flame. There's dust on my shadow, but it's proof I'm built to last. Proof I carried every burden that most men walk right past. I don't shake, I don't break, my shadow knows the steps I take. Lights start to fade, know I'm somewhere in the quiet that tough men's hearts are made. If you hear slow dragging footsteps through the cold wind's narrow flow, that's just me in the shadow, wearing all the dust it knows. The black wind knows my footsteps, follows close where shadows bend. It learned the shape of all my sins, walks with me like an old dead friend. I don't speak of what I bear, it does keep secrets better than men. What you call fear, I call routine. What breaks most bones, I stand in. I've walked roads that swallow names, heard prayers right before they rise. I've seen truth wear different masks, and everyone was wearing lies. But I keep moving through the dark, slow like thunder holding breath. I ain't scared of hell or heaven, both been chasing me to death. This is my black wind testimony. I don't bend, I don't flee. A man ain't measured by his victories, he's measured by what he lets bleed. Let the world throw storms upon me, let the night try taking me down. I rise quiet, steady, lonely, 'cause kings don't cry, they wear the crown. I bury brothers with my silence, carry ghosts across state lines. I don't drink to forget my past, I drink to keep it mine. Some say darkness makes you wicked, but darkness just makes you real. It strips you down to bone and breath until only truth is left to feel. I don't run when trouble gathers, I stand still and let it choose. Fear belongs to men with futures, I already paid my dues. So when you hear that midnight rumble, hear a voice cut through the cold, that's just me, the man who learned that broken steel still holds. This is my black wind testimony. I don't break, I don't retreat. Let the sky come crashing open, I still walk on steady feet. If the world wants proof of power, let it watch what I've survived. A man ain't strong for standing tall, he's strong for everything. He keeps quiet to stay alive. As gravel tongue, shaped by smoke and nights undone. I learned truth where liars kneel, and empty bars where wounds don't heal. I don't preach light, I preach what's real, the kind of pain a man can't feel. Not in tears, not in cries, in the quiet when a good thing dies. Mercy never steps back in, but I still move with steady weight, slow as a man who knows his fate. I don't run, I don't confess, my silence wears a bulletproof vest. This is my gravel tongue gospel, no saints, no hymns, no holy truth. Just a man who carved his backbone from every bruise of reckless youth. If the world wants righteous thunder, tell it thunder's got a cost, and the strongest men still tremble, they just never show what's lost. I've seen cowards dressed as brothers, seen lovers turn to smoke and leave. I've heard lies that felt like comfort and truths that made my chest bleed. But every scar became a compass, every wound became a guide. A man don't learn by being spared, he learns by everything that died. Shadows, just know I'll walk where men don't dare, where the cold wind speaks in riddles and the darkness keeps its stare. I don't fear what's underneath me, I made peace with every ghost. If the world remembers anything, let it be the grit I carried most. This is my gravel tongue gospel. I ain't clean, but I ain't gone. Every sin I ever whispered still keeps my backbone strong. Let the skies crack open on me, let the night test what I am. I'll stand like rusted iron, 'cause broken blue still makes a man. My boots ain't leather, they're made of dust, built from road to never learn trust. Every mile I walked alone etched its weight into my bone. There's a cold truth in every stride. You don't heal pain, you learn to ride. The night taught me how to drag my fears without giving them a voice to hear. I've buried brothers in the quiet ground, heard their names fade without a sound. I kept moving Living always has a price. You want strength, it ain't born clean. It crawls out from the dirt unseen. It grows from loss you never choose, and the kind of fights you're meant to lose. These bootsteps made of dust don't belong to saints or kings. They belong to men who learn that broken bones still carry things. You can measure who I am by the storms I had to trust. I don't walk with pride or glory, just these bootsteps made of dust. I don't pray for gentle days, I don't beg for kinder ways. Soft paths never held my name. I was carved inside the flame. The wind don't cheer, the road don't weep, but both remember where I sleep. And every scar across my skin reminds the dark I won't give in. Made of dust. Ain't marching through the throne, they're marching through a lifetime full of ghosts I learned to own. Call it burden, call it grit, call it whatever truth you trust, but every man becomes his footsteps. I'm made of dust, and I'm made of dust. That the quiet, it hits harder than any man ever could. That a whispered truth cuts deeper than a bullet ever would. I walk roads that chewed up softer souls, spit them back as broken names, but I kept moving step by step, iron rising in my veins. There's a way a man must carry when he's born without a throne. No title, no blessing, just fire in his bones. And every mile I crossed wrote something in my spine. That strength ain't loud, ain't proud, ain't sunshine. It's choosing to stand when the world stays blind. and it never looks back. I've seen fear dress itself like wisdom, seen cowards call themselves brave, but the dirt knows truth. It don't lie, don't care. And I bury more regrets than I'll ever speak aloud. Some men learn by blessing, but I learned by standing unbowed. Pain made me sharper, silence made me proud. I got iron in the quiet, a cold burn fire inside. I don't tremble, I don't rush, I let the moment decide. When the world turns heavy and every hole cracks, I don't fall forward, I carry what they lack. Yeah, I got iron in the quiet, and it holds me intact. I came from a stretch of land where the sun don't warm you and test you, where the dirt sticks to your story like it knows the truth better than you do. I walk those roads with a face carved by choices and a heartbeat trained to ignore the softer voices. Every mile I crossed felt like a warning, but warnings don't stop men who stop fear in the morning. I don't know the world a damn thing it gave me, not the scars, not the lessons, not the nights that tried to break me. I saw good men fall cause their hope was thin, but I learned real quick that you don't survive by skin, you survive by what you keep within. There's a weight in my chest that don't bend or rust, cause the truth I carry was paid in blood and dust. I got blood in the dust and dust in my breath. Walk these roads like I'm shaking hands with death. I don't break, I don't cry, I just stare the dark down till the dawn steps aside. Yeah, I got blood in the dust, and that's why I'm still alive. with the echo of night. Pain didn't kill me, it just shaped my stride. Carved my silence deeper, burned the fear inside. And every scar I own feels like a signature sign on the contract between my soul and the life I grind up. I got blood in the dust and dust in my skin, a quiet fire that refuses to thin. Ain't no crown for men like me. We rule our shadows quietly. Yeah, I got blood in the dust, and that's what sets me free.